Okay guys, so in yesterday's class what we saw, okay, and I'll be happy if at all you guys can ask some questions. Okay, so let's see. In yesterday's thing, what we saw guys, okay, we have seen a simple Java program, and it was something like this. Okay, it was something like this, say batch 26. Okay, and if it is a Java program, I said I have to write something called as .java. Okay, that's what I need to write. And inside this I typed something like this, public, and then batch batch 26. Okay, and I have written something like public static void main. Okay, this is what we have written, and string args, that's it. And then I have written something here in here. Okay, that is system dot out dot println. Okay, this is what we have written. I've given a semicolon, and oh, batch 26, something like this I had written. And I have not told you so far what is this public means. Okay, what is this public static void main? Nothing I have said. Okay, even this system.out.println I have said nothing. Okay, I have not explained you any syntax, any Java related syntax, nothing. In yesterday's class, only thing what we discussed is how to install JDK, and we also discussed how to compile and run a Java class. Okay, what we did, for example, let me just uh, create one folder called exe. Okay, something like this. Okay, and I'll put this file, Java file, inside this. What we saw, if at all I want to execute this Java file, there are two steps involved, guys. Okay, there are two steps involved. First, I have to compile it. Okay, for compiling, let me go to F drive. Okay, and then I have to go to this particular location, that is FEXE. Okay, press enter. And now for compiling, what we saw, for for compiling any Java program, we have to write javac space entire file name. What is that file name? batch26.java. And I told, once you type this javac space batch26.java and press enter, now it is giving me some error, guys. Okay, I'm not sure what is this error. Okay, it says public static void. Okay, I misspelled something here. Okay, it's not void, it is VO. No, that is what it was, right? Public static void main, VOID. That's the thing. Not sure, guys. What?
Hello, Vishal. There is
Yeah,
strings. It's not strings. String.
that's correct. That's right. That's absolutely correct. It is string. Okay, it's a class in Java. That's perfect. Okay. Yes, guys. Now let me try to clear the screen. Thanks a lot, Suganya. That's great. Okay. Now let me try to go ahead and execute again. String args string, but still it is giving me some error. What might be the error, guys? Public static void main string args. I don't see any problem in this. Okay, just a minute, guys. Let me check this in the Eclipse. Okay, I have not told you what is Eclipse. What is the error it gives? Error Java 3 error interface of enum expected. I have written everything, right? I mean, oh, okay, all right, guys. Okay, that was one of the problem, as Suganya said. Okay, one more problem was, let me not open this this one, okay, Eclipse. Okay, I have not told you about, I have to say public class here, right? Okay, public class, that is what I have to say, I believe. Yeah, public class batch 26. Now let me try to execute this again. All right, now it got, no, not execution, compiled. Okay, and we saw this yesterday, guys. Okay, see, let me compile it again. Java C space hyphen batch 26. If I press enter, a file gets generated, a new file gets generated, says batch26.class. This is what exactly we saw yesterday. Okay, and if I want to execute this, okay, what I have to do, guys, I have to write like this. Java, sorry, what I have to write? Java space batch 26, only the file name. I need not write the extension. See, hello batch 26, this is what is getting printed. This is what we have seen yesterday, guys. Okay, now some of the important things that you need to know. What are those things that you need to know, guys? As we discussed yesterday, executing a Java program, it's a two-step process. First, we have to do the compilation, and then we have to do the execution. And when we compile any Java program, what do we get? We get, if I compile a Java program, okay, say batch 26 dot Java. If I compile, if I go, I'll pass through this compilation process, it will gonna give me batch 26 dot class file. Okay, this is what we have seen. Now, the most important thing to understand is this batch 26 dot class. Is it in machine language, guys? Is it in machine language? This is the first question. Because you might have seen, if at all you have studied C or C++, not C++, basically C, whenever you compile a code, it gets converted into machine language, means ones and zeros, correct? Ones and zeros. Is this file contains the machine language? That's the first question. Answer to your question is no, it's not the machine language, guys. The batch 26 dot class is not the machine language. Instead, in Java world, they call it something like byte code. Okay, this is called byte code. Okay, now once you have that byte code, okay, that is compiled version, that is dot class file, once you have this byte code, you have to do something called as, you have to pass this batch 26 dot class through through something called as, you know, just in time compiler, or I can say something called as execute. Okay, you have to execute. As of now, understand, you have to execute this, and this one will give you the desired output. Okay, desired output. Now the thing is, what you need to understand is it's a two-step process. First, the source file, this is called source file. Whatever you write the source code, okay, this is called source file, guys. Okay, source file. And this is called byte code. Okay, and once you pass this byte code through execution, it will give you the desired output. It will start executing, guys. Okay, any doubt so far? Anyone? Feel free, guys. Any doubts? No? Okay, perfect. Now, what I want to say you is, okay, as of now, when I say execute here, okay, as of now, understand there is two people involved, okay, two major programs involved, okay, two major programs involved. What are those two major programs? There is something called as interpreter or just in time, just JITC, just in time compiler, okay. This bytecode will be taken as an input to either interpreter and or the just-in-time compiler, and they will in turn will give me the machine code, and that will in turn will get executed, guys. Okay, that will in turn will get executed. Okay, we will study about what is this just-in-time compiler, uh, and we will try to see the entire architecture of JVM or architecture of your JDK, Java Development Kit. Okay, but as of now, understand there is two steps involved. First, bytecode gets generated when you do the compilation, and then you have to pass that bytecode through something called as just-in-time compiler or interpreter, which will give you the machine code, and which will in turn will be executed to give you the desired output. Okay, this is what you need to understand at this point of time. Now, Rajini is asking me one question. Okay, what is the difference between bytecode and the machine language? All right. Now, the answer to your question is machine language will be in zeros and one. Okay, zeros and one. Okay, some zeros and one that all of us know. Correct? That's the machine language, and that's the only language which your processor understands. Processor doesn't understand, if at all you tell him that if you give him this particular line, it doesn't understand this syntax. It just understands the machine language, zeros and ones. Then what is the difference between this machine language and this bytecode? That is Rajini's question, guys. What is the difference between machine language and bytecode? Answer to your question is, you know what is machine language now. Bytecode is something, specific to Java based application. And if at all I want to open this, see, I can see what is the source code. But if I want to see this bytecode, if I want to open, see, it's like it is not a machine language, but it is some intermediate form which only your Java virtual machine, that is something called a JVM, will understand. It's something specific to Java, and it's not a machine language, but it will have alphanumeric character. Okay, it's not a source code either. It's not a source code either. It is something which only Java virtual machine. Okay, there is something called as JVM, that is Java virtual machine. We will be seeing what is JVM in a while, but as of now, understand machine language will be in zeros and one, and your bytecode will be in some form like this. Okay, it will have some alphanumeric, some special characters in it. That is the only difference. Okay, and machine code can be executed directly, but bytecode has to go through interpreter or just-in-time compiler to become a machine code. Okay, if at all someone gives you the bytecode, it has to be passed through interpreter or just-in-time compiler, which will in turn create the machine code. Okay, that's the only difference. Any other question, guys? Anyone? Any other question? Feel free, guys. No? Okay, all right. Now, so far this is done. Okay, now we saw two-step process. Now, the question to all of you guys is, will we write application in Notepad like this? Whatever we wrote some application here, will we write the application in the Notepad? That's the question. Because I missed to type something called as class, and I also missed to it was strings, which was wrong. Okay, and if I use a plain Notepad, we will not know whatever mistakes we are doing unless we compile that source code, unless we compile this source code. So no one will ever write the code in a plain Notepad, guys. No one will ever write code in plain Notepad. That's you can take it for guaranteed. Instead, they will use something called as, and I will be coming back to this compilation, what is this interpreter, JITC, what is this JVM, everything I'll come back, okay? But as of now, understand, there are two steps involved. First, the compilation, and then it has to go through interpreter or something called JITC to become a machine code, which will be executed. Okay, that will come back, okay? But now the question is, will we write program in Notepad, guys? No, it's not so. See, because the problem is, instead of here n, if I make it capital N, it will gonna fail. Okay, that is the problem. And Rajni just pinged and said, we will write program in something called as Eclipse. That's absolutely right. Then what is this Eclipse? There are something called as integrated development environment. Okay, there are something called as IDEs. Okay, IDE. Now let me just check, guys, whether I have started the recordings. Yes, I have started the recording. Now, what is this IDE, guys? What is this IDE basically? That is what we'll be seeing right now. Okay, and there are lots of IDEs, guys. Okay, there is something called as Eclipse, which just Rajni mentioned. There is something called as STS, that is Spring Source Tool. If at all you are developing the Spring application, okay, you might have heard uh, like Hibernate or Spring. Okay, they probably use STS. There is something called as NetBeans. There is also something, a paid one. Okay, it's a very good one called IntelliJ. Okay, this is the paid one, and this is all, first three are open source, and others too. Okay, there are lots of IDEs. Okay, but if you see in the market for the core Java application, 99% of the time, not 99, I can say around 95% of the time, they will use this Eclipse because it's an open source and it has a very good support for core Java. Okay, you can do almost anything on Eclipse. Okay, this is the thing. And some project, okay, if they really want some unique feature, or if at all their source code is very huge, they might go for this paid version as well. This IntelliJ will cost around $200 I believe, okay, per year or something. Okay, but no need to worry. And 95% of the companies are using this Eclipse for core Java application. Okay, and you can use any one of these, guys, any one of these. There will not be any difference. You can, there will not be anything that you will not understand if at all you use Spring Source Tool or NetBeans or IntelliJ. Everything is same. Okay, everything is same. First three are open source. Okay, first open source, and there are others as well. Now let's understand what are these IDEs. Okay, why we have to use this. Okay, to tell you what are these IDEs, I have to go ahead and download something called as Eclipse IDE from the internet. Okay, So let me go back to the internet. Let me go to the Google. Okay, let me go to Google and let me type download Eclipse. Okay, I have typed something called as download Eclipse. So far, any doubt, anyone, guys? All right, so no doubt. Perfect. Now let me see this. I will, and there might be some sometimes you will get file hippo this like this and all. Never ever go this file hippo website and all, guys. Okay, that will bring you a lot of viruses in your computer. Go to the official website, that is www.eclipse.org. I'm gonna go to this particular link, the first link, and this is the page, guys. This is absolutely the page, and it says Eclipse Neon. Eclipse Neon. What is this Eclipse Neon, guys? Now when you come to Eclipse, there are different versions of Eclipse. Okay, so they started with something, I know, something called as what, I don't remember. Last one I remember Mars, Eclipse Mars. Before that I remember very old Eclipse Ganymede, and there is something called as Eclipse Mars, and this is the latest version, Eclipse Neon. Okay, this is what is the spelling? Neon. Neon. Okay, and there is some, before that there is something called as Juno is there. There is also something called as Luna. Okay, but the latest version is Eclipse Neon. Okay, Eclipse Neon, and I will prefer you guys also to download Eclipse Neon, guys. Okay, Eclipse Neon. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, Eclipse Neon. Now if I tell you we have to download Eclipse Neon, next question is, should I click on this link, this button, and download the Eclipse? That's the question, guys. I will say do not click on this link. What is the reason why I'm telling you not to click on the link? If I click on this link, that is this link I'm talking about, which I have highlighted, the problem with this is if I download this link, it will give me some file. Okay, some file, say Eclipse 22 dot something. Okay, Eclipse say neon dot exe, and then you have to install this Eclipse. Okay, when it is a exe file, you have to double click, you have to click next, what we normally do in case of Java JDK. The same thing we have to do, but the problem is what will happen is a program will go and sit into your add or remove programs. You will gonna see that program. Okay, how you see this JDK Java Development Kit, like that you will see somewhere Eclipse. Okay, and whenever there is a program which sits in your computer, it will gonna computer add or remove program, it will gonna consume a lot of memory, guys. It will gonna consume a lot of memory. So I don't want you guys to go ahead and download this link. Don't click on this link. And if you really want, you can go ahead, guys, but it will definitely slow down. It will not be as faster as the other option, which I'm gonna tell you in a couple of minutes. What is the other option? If you don't download it from here, other option is, if you see here, download packages. This is what it says, download packages. I will prefer you guys to click on download packages. Okay, just a minute. You have to click on this download packages. Okay, this link, download packages link. let me go ahead and click on it. So I'm not gonna go with download 64-bit, instead download packages. All right, I clicked on download packages. Now here, what do we see, guys? Here we see a lot of things. It says Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse IDE for Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers, Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse IDE for C++ developers, Eclipse IDE for Android developers. All these things you guys are seeing. Okay, and there are many more. Eclipse IDE for PHP, Eclipse IDE for committers. I don't know what is committers. Eclipse IDE for JavaScript and web developers. There are lots of things, guys. Lots of things. But the question is, which one you have to go ahead and download? That's the question, guys. Okay, that's the question. Which one you have to go ahead and download? Now, Uday, yesterday when I was sharing your computer, I have seen Eclipse was already installed on your computer. Do you know whether it is Eclipse for Java EE developers or was it Eclipse for Java developers?
I think it's first one,
The
Java
first.
EE developers, I guess.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, let me ask you. Thanks, Uday. Now, let me ask you this. What is the so one thing is for sure. Okay. One thing I'll gonna tell you. Either you have to download this or download this. Either of these two. Okay. But which one among these two, guys? That's the question. And answer to your question is, if you are a Selenium developer, you can either go with first option, Java EE developers and Java developers. Okay, you can go with any of these two options. Now, so what is the difference between Java EE developers and Java developers? Have you heard something called as, I'm not sure if some of you are from CS background, have you heard something called as J2EE, which they use for developing the web application, J2EE? Yeah, you guys are aware of J2EE? No? Anyone heard of it? Okay. Now, the thing is, if you want a built-in support for web development, okay, not just core Java, web development, apart from core Java, apart from core Java, you also want support for J2EE. What is this J2EE, guys? That is used for you might have heard something called a servlets, JSP. Okay, these are the concepts which comes in J2EE. Okay, so if you want the support for core Java and also J2EE, then you have to go for Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. But if you are okay with only core Java, okay, only core Java, then you have to go for Java developers. That's it, guys. That's the only difference. And what is the exact difference? I will be telling you once I download this particular thing. Okay, once I download this particular thing. But you know what I felt, even though we guys as a Selenium developer, you will not be developing any web-based application. You are using just the core Java. I will still recommend you to go ahead and download not this. Okay, you can download this if you want. You can download this, but you know you can also download this. Okay, you can also download this, guys. Okay, and that is it. Okay, there is no other difference. You can download any one of these two, and I have downloaded the first version on my computer, the first version of first version in the sense this Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. Okay. Now you have to either click on, if at all you are going with this, you have to either click on 32-bit or the 64-bit operating system. And yesterday we have seen my operating system is 64-bit. Okay, let me see. Right click on my PC. If at all you are using Windows 7, it might be computer, or Windows XP, it is my computer. So I have 64-bit operating system. So I will definitely go ahead and download. I will click here, guys, right here, 64-bit. This is what I'll download. Okay. Now I don't want to download right now because I have already downloaded it. Okay. Once you download it, you will get something. Okay, let me just delete. Okay, let it be here. Okay, exe. Let me go to softwares. In the softwares folder, I will see software, something called Eclipse. See, this is what it gave me when I downloaded this 64-bit. This is exactly what it gave me. Okay, so I'm not downloading it again. I downloaded it on 6th of Feb. Okay, 6th of Feb. Okay, this is what it is, guys. I have downloaded it. Okay, now once you download it, okay, once you download it, let me just show you at some other place. Okay, say this is your downloaded thing. Okay, and I told you guys, if you guys remember this, if you download directly by clicking here, it will give you something called as .exe file. That is what we discussed. Okay, Eclipse neon.exe, and you have to install it, and it will go and sit on your add or remove programs. That's what I said, but we did not. So that's the reason we did not go with this option. Instead, we clicked on packages, and I downloaded this particular thing, that is 64-bit Java EE developers. Okay, and once I download, okay, I will have it like this here. Okay, this is the, and what I'll get in the first case, if you download from here, this page directly, download 64-bit, it will give you .exe, but this one will give you .zip file. .zip file. All you need to do is right click on it and extract, and click on extract. Let it get extracted, guys. Let it get extracted. In the meantime, it gets extracted. Do you guys have any questions? Any one of you? Sonia, this is your first class. Are you able to hear clearly without any problem or any issues?
Yes, Vishal.
Okay, fine.
No, it's clear.
Clear. Okay, just let's wait till it gets extracted. That's all about it, guys. And see why I normally, they might, why I told you these things. Okay, difference between this and this is basically, I have seen many people will be keep on thinking about this. Okay, so why I have to go for this? Why? It's better, I thought, I'll just tell. Okay, and Eclipse is not just for Java development, guys. It has been used in many things. Okay, you have for Android, for PHP, for anything. Okay, for JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript is different from Java, guys. Okay, I don't know this, what is this RCP and REP. Okay, what's modeling tool, I know. Okay, but I don't know this one as well. There are many things which Eclipse supports. Okay, and Eclipse for testers, I have no clue what is this Eclipse for testers. Okay, but yeah, but for you guys, okay, you can either download this, or this. Okay, I think we have extracted this. Okay, and once you extract, you will gonna see uh, you will gonna see extracted folder here. Go there, go inside Eclipse. There is something called as eclipse.exe. And now if you click on eclipse.exe, it will not go ahead and sit in your add or remove programs. It will not gonna go ahead and sit in your add or remove programs. It is like this. I'll double click on eclipse.exe. Okay, let's wait guys. Okay, I have just double clicked on eclipse.exe and I have not done anything. Okay, that's all about it. First time it might take some time, and before installing opening this Eclipse, you have to have JDK 7 or JDK 8 installed on your computer guys, otherwise your Eclipse won't open. Now okay, here is the thing. It is telling choose a workspace directory. What do you mean by choose a workspace directory guys? Anyone have any idea what is this choose a workspace directory? Okay, and by default it will always point to C users, your username, and then something called as a folder called as workspace. Okay, what is this workspace guys? What is this workspace? Uday, since you were already using Eclipse, any idea what is this workspace?
All the saved files will be in those directories. I mean,
Okay,
whatever
yeah,
we do, it will be in that workspace.
that's right. That's kind of right. Yeah, and even Rajni has pinged something. All source file written in Eclipse will be stored in workspace. That's right. This is also a correct answer. So what is this workspace? Okay, workspace is something, for example, here what we did guys, here I had written a source file. I have written it in some folder, correct? Some folder called f/exe, and in this exe folder I have written this this particular bash26.java. Okay, now whatever programs that you will gonna write in this Eclipse IDE, where those things to be stored, that is what it is asking you, where those programs needs to be stored. Now it's not always necessary that you have to go ahead and select this particular location. You can select any location guys on your computer. Let me create one more what you call this, one more folder here, and I will say batch 26 workspace. Okay, batch 26 workspace, and let me give this particular address. Let me just right click, copy, and let me paste it here. And once I paste it here, see, as of now, if you see here, it is empty, correct? It's empty, completely empty, right? Batch 26 workspace folder is completely empty. Now if I click on OK, let's see what happens guys. See, there is something called as a folder, a file or folder called .metadata. Okay, don't worry, what is this .metadata? Let's wait guys. There might be some other folders sometimes get created, like remote system files and all. Okay, don't be worried. Okay, Eclipse got opened, and if I go to that folder, there is a folder called .metadata, and believe me guys, you need not be worrying what is this metadata. And if you ask me what is this metadata, I will simply say, even I am not sure what is this metadata. And what is this remote system file? If you ask me, I'll give you the same answer. I don't know what is this remote system files. It is something which is used by your Eclipse, and only Eclipse knows what it stores inside these two folders. It's up to the Eclipse. Okay, up to the Eclipse. Fine, guys. And you really need not know. Okay, we are not trying to learn how the Eclipse was developed. You need not know this. Okay, but in general, metadata is something which is used to store the information about a particular object. If at all any one of you know, SQL or Oracle, okay, Oracle 11G, there is a concept called as metadata. Metadata, okay, where metadata will be a small file which will contain how many, how many tables are there in a particular schema, each table, how many rows are there in each of the table, some a summary will be there in the metadata. Okay, and something like this might be used in the metadata. And believe me guys, remote system files, I have no clue what it contains. Okay, fine. Now when you open this Eclipse, this is how it opens, guys. This is how it opens. Let me just maximize it. I have maximized it, and this is a welcome page. This is a welcome page, what you guys can see. Now the answer, now the question is, do I need to do something in this welcome page? Absolutely not. You need not do anything in this welcome page, guys. Okay. Now what I need to do, you just need to go ahead and close this welcome page by clicking here. Clicking here, guys. This X, small X. Okay, you have to click on this to close your welcome page. So let me go ahead and close the welcome page, guys. I have closed it. Now we see something. I don't know what it is. Okay, and don't be worried what you guys are seeing. Okay, don't be worried what you guys are seeing. Now the important thing to know is, here there is something called as markers, there is something called as properties, there is something called as servers, data source, snippets, and also you will also see something here like outline, task list, project explorer. I will say, don't worry about any of these things at this point of time. No need to worry. And except for servers, even I don't know most of the things what it is used for. This is the fact, guys. But we will be learning some of the major things. Okay, and we will not be using these servers because we are not developing Java EE web application. We are using core Java. Okay, so one of the difference between Java EE developers and Java developers difference is, if at all you download this Eclipse IDE for Java developers, you will not have this server tab at all. There will not be anything called a server tab. Got it? That's the thing. And we will be learning in the process, we will be learning more about Eclipse. Okay, more about Eclipse. Now, one more thing. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything here. Okay, in Eclipse, anything that you write, you have to create a project. Create a project. How to create a project in Eclipse? How to create a project in Eclipse? Now, what I'm trying to say is, what we did here, we wrote one plain Java file, correct? But in Eclipse, you cannot write a plain Java file. First, you have to create a project, And once you create the project, inside that you can create a Java file. Okay. Now I want you guys to concentrate on this folder, that is batch 26 workspace. And I said I don't know these two things. I don't know absolutely what are these two things. That is what I told you. Now still, and it is empty. Okay, apart from these two there is nothing else. Okay, it's not empty. Apart from these two there's nothing else. Now see here guys, I want to create a project. Okay, for that what I will do, I will do a right click here. I will do a right click here and I will click new project. Okay, what I did a right click on this empty space, new project. And there are lots of there are a lot of projects. Okay, if at all you are a web project, okay, you might you know, dynamic web project. Okay, there is something called dynamic web project. If at all you are using that J2EE, you might go ahead and select the dynamic web project. Okay, but we will not be going ahead and selecting anything other than Java project, because we will be writing core Java code guys. Okay, we will, so that's the reason we will be selecting the Java project. So what I'll do a right click, new project, and if you don't see the Java directly, you search for Java. Okay, search for Java, it will come up. Then you select that Java, click on it. Okay, I clicked on this right here, okay, on this Java project, and now I click next. Now it is asking you a project name. I will give you some project, and always remember, okay, start project name with the uppercase. Okay, even if you give the lowercase, it will not gonna give you any problem, but it's an industry practice to give a uppercase to a project name. Say batch 26. Okay, something. And I have not told you what is this, I have not told you guys. Okay, but don't be worried guys. Okay, that is not something what we are trying to achieve today. Okay, I don't want to discuss about this. I just want to show you how the Eclipse makes your life easy. Okay, that is what we are trying to understand here. So I just type batch 26 and I have chose nothing, and I will just click on finish. That's it. Okay, now see, when I said batch 26, there is one more folder which got created in your workspace called batch 26. Okay, batch 26, one more thing got created. And now when I clicked, it also asks you this kind of project is associated with Java perspective, this perspective something. Okay, so what is perspective guys? What is a perspective? That we will be seeing today itself. Okay, what is perspective? So as of now say yes. Okay, say yes. It is asking you whether can I go to Java perspective, because you have created, see, it is like this. I was in Java EE perspective, but you are creating Java project. Can I go ahead and switch to Java perspective? That is what it is asking. And you say yes or no, it doesn't make any difference. But if you say yes, it will go ahead and switch to Java perspective. And what is perspective? I will tell you in a bit guys. Okay, I will tell you in a while what is a perspective. Okay, fine, so far good. Now batch 26 got created, and if you see here, there is a folder called batch 26. If I open this folder, basically you have to concentrate on these two things guys, bin and src. Okay, src is also called as source file, source folder. Source folder, that is the acronym for SRC. Source. Bin is for binary. Bin is for binary, guys. This is for source and this is for binary. Anyone aware? Some of you are already using Eclipse. I have seen in case of Uday was already using Eclipse. What is the difference between what you guys think? What will be stored in source folder and what will be stored in bin folder? Any idea, guys? Anyone, one of you? No? All right, no issues. Source file in source folder. That's what Rajni is saying. Rajni is saying in the source SRC folder, you will have source file and class file will be in bin folder. Uday is saying source might contain programs. Correct? That is what Uday is saying. Okay. Now, and one more thing, guys. You guys are able to see each other's chat, right? In the chat box. Because I have made it as an open thing. I don't want to restrict, I don't want to make it as a private, only I can see. I have made it like in a way that you guys can see each other's chat so that you can see what someone is pinging and all. You guys are able to see, right? Each other's chat in the chat box. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. Now, great. We will see what is this bin folder and what is the source folder. And we will also see what is this class path and what is this project. These are least important, guys. And settings, again, something internally used by Eclipse. Okay, the most important things are source, SRC and bin. Okay, now let me open SRC and let me see what is there in SRC. It's empty, guys. Let me go to bin. What is there in the bin folder? It is empty. Source is empty. Bin is also empty. Now, this SRC, whatever you are seeing, is nothing but this folder, this SRC folder, guys. So this SRC, whatever you are seeing, is nothing but SRC folder. And you are not seeing here bin folder. Okay, there are ways wherein you can make the bin folder to appear. Okay, I don't want to discuss about all those things. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, guys. Okay, see, like this you can make sure you can see everything. Okay, settings, bin, source. Okay, but don't worry as of now. As of now, don't worry. Just concentrate on this package explorer. Okay, this package explorer. And I said this SRC folder corresponding to this source folder. And now, and it is just a folder, guys. There's nothing more than that. Just a folder. And what are these things? I have not told you guys about these things. I have not told you that is JRE system library. I have not told anything about it. Okay. Now, it's a time for us to go ahead and write first Java program in our Eclipse. How we wrote Java program in here? I have just opened a notepad and I have written something here, correct? In Eclipse, you want to do it. Okay, it's the same thing, guys. Okay, source folder is empty still. Bin is also empty. I will do a right click on this source here and new and class. what I did, right click, new class, and I will write something called as A. Okay, and as of now, ignore this warning called as use of default package is discouraged. Ignore this warning, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna discuss what are packages right now. We will be seeing it when the time arises, guys. Okay, I said A, that is the class name is A, or else let me say class name is student class. Again, the class name should always start with the uppercase letter, and I will say finish. That's it. I will say finish. There is nothing else I did. Now you guys can see it has created a class, public class student. This is what it has created. And believe me guys, I will not be discussing about this, what is this public and all. And this is not the time to discuss about public. Okay, for that you need to know a considerable amount of Java to understand what is this public. Okay, understand, as of now understand, and even if you remove this public, there will not be any problem, I believe. Okay, so as of now, remember, if you want to create Java class, you will write class, that is the keyword, and you will write some name to that class. That's all about it, guys. Now here what we did, guys. Now let me go to this source folder. Now see, whatever student.java student class I had created, it's there here in the source folder in the same way. Whatever I had created, it is there, guys. See, in the source folder. Now if you go to the bin folder, you have student.class. If you open it, it is in some alphanumeric or some random character, guys. This is the bytecode. This is what we discussed, bytecode. So who compiled it, guys? Who compiled this? Because we have not compiled it like previously what we did. Previously, if at all you go to not EF, exe, we had to compile it manually using command prompt. Okay, we have to compile and then we have to execute. But here, if you see, without compiling, you have student.class, that is a byte code, you have it. So who is compiling for you guys? The Eclipse IDE is doing you the compilation job. You need not do it manually. That is the reason I said when I was doing this compilation and compilation and execution, I said this is just for you guys to understand that there are two steps involved, but you will not gonna do it in real life. You will not gonna do it using the command prompt, notepad. Never ever, guys. You will not gonna use it. Everything will be done by these kinds of tools like Eclipse. Now you know that Eclipse is doing the compilation. Eclipse is doing the compilation. And initially when I was trying to show you guys the demo, when I wrote this particular program, what is that program I have written? When I wrote this particular program, that is bash26.java, I had done a mistake. I forgot to type class, and only when I tried to compile it, it was giving you error. But what if I do the same mistake in my Eclipse? I'll remove this class. See, it immediately gives you the error. It immediately gives you the error. You need not wait till we compile this particular student.java. It is immediately giving you the error. So what does it mean, guys? As and when you type, it gets compiled. As and when you type in Eclipse, it gets compiled. Okay, it gets compiled. Now, second thing, there is something called as public static void main. I have not told you what is this public static void main. I have not told you guys, but we had to write something like this. And we also seen that if at all instead of static, if at all I make it a C in uppercase, it will not work. It will not work because it when we try to compile, it will give you what is this static with C capital. It will not able to it will not be able to identify. But the problem is we will come to know about this mistake only when we compile. But here in Eclipse, if you start typing something like public static, if I say C capital void main string args args, any mistake you do, it is saying what is the static C capital. See, it's like as and when you're typing, it is doing compilation. When I say that C in uppercase, it will go, that error will go. In the same way, I remember Suganya has pointed out one more mistake. I had made it as strings S, but it did not give me any error that time when in the notepad, because it's a notepad, whatever you type it will just take in. And we came to know about it only when we were running that, we were compiling it. But here see, as soon as I said, it says string cannot be resolved to a type. Okay, some error it is giving. Okay, what is this error, we'll be learning it later. But main thing to understand is, with Eclipse, your life is very simple. You need not wait till the compilation happens. It will give you as and when you type. If you are doing any mistake, it will tell you guys. That is one of the beautiful feature of Eclipse. I will show you one more beautiful feature. Okay, and we had also typed something like system dot out dot println, and I had also written something like hello something. Okay, batch 26. This is what I had written, guys, remember? And I had to write in notepad one by one, system.out.println and everything. But say, let me remove this, whatever I had written. What is the shortcut to write something? Okay, what is the shortcut to write this main method? This is called main method, by the way. Okay, and I have not discussed what is main method, just I'm telling you this is the main method, and this is how you will print something. If you want to write the main method, all you will write, all you will do is main, and you will press Control and space bar on your keyboard. What I did, guys, what I did, just I written main, and I pressed Control space bar on the keyboard, and it is giving you main method. Do you want to, or there are other options as well, but there are all the options which matches this shortcut it gives you. But I want to click on main method, so Control space bar, and if you double click on this, you will get the main method, guys. You need not even type the entire code. You need not even type the entire code, guys. Any doubt so far? Anyone? Feel free, guys. Okay. So absolutely, it's a shortcut, guys. All I did was main. It gave me, and I just pressed enter. That's it. In the same way, if you want to write system.out.println, and I will prefer you guys doing these things, okay? Because or else if at all you are writing by yourself, there are all chances of instead of static, you might do C capital, or else you might do what I did. Okay, instead of string, I written strings. Okay, so you try to use shortcut that makes your life very easy. Now here we had written something called as system.out.println. The same thing, sysout you will write, and you will press Control space bar, guys. There you go. You got system.out.println, and whatever you want to write, it's up to you. That is, I'll write something like first print from Eclipse. First print from Eclipse. Something I'm writing. Okay, don't worry about it. I have not taught you about this. I have not taught you about this. I'm trying to tell you why we are using something called as Eclipse. That is what I want you to tell you. I'm not telling you, teaching you Java. No, today I'm not teaching you Java, guys. Why to use Eclipse? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, if you want to run this program, the compilation happens. I said, as and when you type, the compilation happens. If you go, it will be a compiled file. If you go to the source file, it will be your file here, right here. Okay, whatever you had written, and in the bin folder, you will see the compiled file, guys. Okay, that's the thing. Now, how to run this? All you need to do is right click on this, run as Java application. What I did, right click anywhere in this space, anywhere in this open space, anywhere guys, here, right click and run as Java application. And if you click on Java application, run a Java application, it will gonna print whatever we have written in the println statement. It will gonna print in something called as console. There is something called as console. Whatever you are trying to print, it will be printed in something called as console. So the first thing that you have to understand in Eclipse, because there is something called as declaration, Java doc, problems, then here there is something called as task list, here there is something called as outline. All these things are there. Don't worry about anything, guys. Okay, all of as of now, understand what is console. Console, if you try to print anything in core Java, it will be printed on the console. That's it. That is it. You guys need to understand at this point of time. Any doubt, guys? Anyone having any doubt? Feel free, guys. No doubt? Perfect. If there is no doubt, that's good. Okay, but feel free, guys, if at all you have any doubt. And if you want to type anything, okay, anything, hello, okay, as soon as you typed hello, it got compiled. All you need to do is right click, run as Java application. See, hello will be printed. So as of now, you understood how to run a Java application and what is console. That's it. You guys need to understand. And now you guys must be understanding why it is so useful to use Eclipse, because it makes your life very easy. Okay, you need not worry about the compilation, execution, all these thing. Instead, you can concentrate on your program logic. That is more important, right? I mean, you should not be wasting. See, there is a requirement, okay, that some requirement they have given you. It's important that you code for that requirement instead of worrying about all these things, all these syntaxes, this, that. Okay, so you can invest your time in something very good for you, okay, instead of investing your time in other things. Okay, that's the thing. And it will automatically do everything. It is in fact automatically doing everything. Okay, what it is doing, it is doing the source file, it is putting in src folder, and compiled file it is putting in this bin folder, guys. Okay, that is what it is doing. It's doing everything for you. Fine. Okay, great, guys. And this is why we use Eclipse, guys. Anyone having any doubt? No doubt? Okay, it's all easy, maybe. Okay, that's good. And I have not told you what is this JRE system library. Okay, I have not told you, guys. Now let me tell you something about JDK and something called about JRE. And what is this perspective? I forgot, guys. Okay, what is this perspective? Perspective is nothing, guys. Okay, perspective is absolutely nothing. Perspective is, say, who has developed this Eclipse? Some company has developed this Eclipse. Okay, say Rajni is one of the developer in the Eclipse Foundation, and Rajni is developing this application called Eclipse. And Rajni thinks that, when someone is working on core Java project, they need something called as task list. They need something called as outline. They need something called as console. They need something called as declaration. They need something called as Java doc, and they need something called as problems. These are the windows that they need. That is what Rajni thinks, and the entire, the Eclipse Foundation thinks. In the same way, Rajni also thinks that if at all it's a core Java project, this is fine. These are all needed. But if at all it's a J2EE project, okay, if you guys can see here, you can change the perspective, guys. Okay, top right corner, whatever I'm highlighting, here you can change the perspective. I'll tell you guys. Okay, let me just go to some other perspective. Later on I'll tell you how to change the perspective. Now I'm in Java J2EE perspective. J2EE perspective. Now in J2EE perspective, I mean, what Rajni thinks is, if at all you are developing a J2EE application, that is web application, then they need something called as servers, very important. They need something called as data source explorer. They need snippets. They need properties and markers and outlines and the task list here. This is what Eclipse people have decided, guys. Okay, apart from this, there is nothing more in the perspective. Perspective is something Eclipse had decided, okay, if someone is working on Java project, they need all this thing. What all those they need, or these are the windows that they need. If at all they are working on Java application, they need, these are the windows. That's it, guys. There is nothing more than anything to perspective. Okay, and it is not like that. Okay, see, right now I'm in Java EE perspective. Okay, I'm in Java EE perspective, and say I don't have anywhere, I don't see that console is not here. And if you want it, okay, if you want it, all you can do is Windows, show view, and you click on console. You get the console here, guys. See, console came. And it is just that, it is not that, see, Rajni is working for maybe Eclipse Foundation, and Rajni and Eclipse Foundation has decided that, you don't need console when you go for Java EE application. And but you, when you're using Eclipse, you think that, okay, I need console, guys. Okay, I need console. Okay, let me use the console. No one is stopping you. They have given you the freedom to use whatever that you want. You want to use the console, all you need to do is Windows, show view, and get the click on console. If you want to know, if you want to get something called as what do you call this, there is something called as variables. Okay, this is very important for you guys. Okay, not just for you guys, for anyone who is using Eclipse, variables are very important. Okay, if you click on it, see, variables tab came. What are these variable tabs? I have not told you guys. I have just told you what is this console. That's all about it. Don't worry what are these tabs. But why I'm telling you about all these tabs right now is just to tell you what is a perspective. Okay, you should not be getting confused. What is perspective? Nothing, guys. It's absolutely nothing. It's just that if you go into some perspective, Eclipse Foundation has thought that if at all you are working on Java project, they will automatically give you the Java perspective. Okay, and Java perspective, and but it's up to you what role you want to use. Say now you are in J2EE perspective and you think that data source explorer is not needed, just close it. That's it. Nothing more than that. You don't need outline, close it. You don't need task list, close it, guys. That's it. Okay. Now here is at the if you see at the top right hand corner, here is the one wherein you can change this perspective. Okay, change this perspective. So this one is for J2EE perspective, and this one is for Java perspective, guys. Java perspective. You can click on anything. Accordingly, these windows will change. That's it. Accordingly, the windows will change. Now, more than these two perspectives, guys, the very important perspective is something called as debug perspective. Okay, I hope you guys don't have any problem in the perspective. Okay, anyone having any doubt in the perspective? And don't be worried, guys. Okay, it is a silly doubt or something. There is nothing called a silly doubt. If it is a doubt, it's a doubt, guys. Okay, there is nothing called a silly doubts or something. So feel free to ask any doubts that you might be having. No doubt, guys. All right, so you guys know what is perspective. Now I said there is one more perspective, very important perspective, more than J2EE perspective or Java perspective, the most important perspective. And if at all you are working on Selenium, or if at all you are a developer, you are working on a web project or something, anything, you are writing code, the most important perspective is something called as debug perspective. This is the most important perspective. And if at all you are really developing the code, maybe the Selenium code or Java core Java, that's what Selenium code, or you are writing one a web-based application, you are working on Spring framework or Hibernate framework or something, 95% of the time you will spend your time in something called as debugging. There is a concept called, there is a not concept, or you can say, there is something called as debugging. Okay, and if at all you are really working on the code, your 95% of the time you will spend on debugging, and debugging will be done in something called as debug perspective, guys. Debug perspective, and this is the most important perspective, guys. Believe me, guys, the most important perspective. So let me go to debug perspective. If I want to change, see here only J2EE perspective is there at the top right corner and Java perspective. You want to go to any other perspective, you just click on this right here. You just click on this. Okay. If I click on this, what happens? It's giving me all this open perspective, all these options. Okay. And let me click on debug. If I click on debug and click OK, see, it gives a completely different picture. It gives you something called as, here is something called as debug, there is something called as servers, there is something called as variables, breakpoints, console, task, all these things it is giving. And now let me tell you something else. You know already what is console. The second most important tab is this variable tab, guys. The second most important tab. If at all you are a Java developer, or if at all you are a Selenium developer or Java web developer, anything, the second most important tab is variables tab. And the third most important tab is breakpoints. Believe me, guys, breakpoints tab. And we will be seeing what is this variable tab and breakpoints when we do debugging on the code. All other things, it's like not so useful, guys. Okay, not at all useful, I'll say. They are there, but that's not useful. And if at all you are developing a web application, the server tab is most important, but for not for us, not for core Java developers, the one who is developing J2EE application, for them server tab is most important, guys. I mean, after this console, variables and breakpoint, for them fourth most important tab is console tab. Okay, That's it. So now you have here at the top right corner here, if you see, you have something called as J2EE perspective, Java perspective, and the debug perspective. That's it. And one more thing, you can always arrange these things. Okay, say everything, all these things, say server, you want to server tab, you don't want at the top, maybe you want right next to the task. What you will do, all you need to do is click on this server like this. I clicked on it, and don't leave it, drag it guys, drag it guys, and once you get that horizontal line right next to task, you just drop it, so it came there. In the same way, you want to bring this debug tab right next to server tab. All you need to do is simple guys, nothing complicated. Click on this debug and drag it. Once you get that vertical line, small vertical line right next to server, drop it guys. That's it. Same thing, variable, you can. And when you do debugging, I will be showing you guys all these things. Okay, but as of now, see, this looks nice. Okay, this looks nice. Here is your code, and here are some of the things what you might be needing in the future. That's it. Now let me go back to Java perspective guys. How will I go back to Java perspective? I will click on here, okay, which says Java. That's it. I'm in Java perspective, and let me arrange guys. Okay, I don't want task list here. I'll just drag and drop right next to console. I don't want outline here. I'll drag and drop right next to console. I mean task list, or you want to put somewhere between outline, you want to put somewhere between console and task list, you just drag and drop it there. That's it guys. That's all about it. This is about the Eclipse guys. Okay, this is about the Eclipse, and it makes our life very simple guys. It increases the developer's productivity. How it increases? By this is the way, it gives you a lot of shortcuts guys, lots of shortcuts. Okay, any doubt, anyone, anybody? Everything is clear guys, or it's confusing? I'm sure this is nothing confusing, because this is just the start, right? Okay, if that is it, we are done for today guys. Okay, we are done for today. Tomorrow we are meeting at 9 p.m. We are meeting at 9 p.m. and uh, uh, like Uday might not be, Uday is also exploring some other options as well. So Uday might not be part of this particular batch, but yeah, as of now he is part of this particular batch as of now. But yeah, but he's exploring other options as well guys. Okay, so but fine. So what I want to tell you guys is, we will meet 9 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, 9 p.m. tomorrow, and we might have one more person from TCS. Okay, TCS, and he's from Kochi. Okay, Kochi, that Kerala, and he might be joining us tomorrow. Not at fixed. Okay, but this is the thing. Tomorrow we will be meeting at 9 p.m. guys, and from 9 p.m. okay, we might take till 10:45. 9 to 10:45 guys. Okay, and in any case we will not be extending beyond 11. Okay, on any day we will not be extending beyond 11. Okay, this is about the course guys. Okay, and tomorrow I will tell you the difference between what is JDK and what is JRE. Okay, that is what I'll tell in first 15 minutes. After that I will start explaining you about the coding in Java. Okay, so far we have not seen the coding. Okay, I have written something. I have not told you what is this, I just written something. I've just written something guys, and I have showed you why to use Eclipse, how to do the compilation, how to do the execution. That is what, but we have not seen the coding so far. Okay, and from tomorrow I'm planning to start the coding part. And first, before that, I will be teaching you guys what is the difference between JDK and something called a JRE. And I might have told many things today, like something like just interpreter or just-in-time compiler. Okay, these are all the things what I told you guys, but I have not explained what is this interpreter and what is just-in-time compiler. We will be seeing it in tomorrow's class when we see about this JDK and the JRE. Okay, that time I will be able to tell you exactly what is this interpreter, what is this just-in-time compiler, what is this JVM, what is a JRE, everything, guys. Okay, that is more of a theoretical thing, guys. Okay, and that we'll be able to finish in first 15 minutes, and after that we will straight away jump into the coding, guys. Okay, all right. Okay, and thanks a lot, guys. Any doubt, anyone? Okay, no doubt. Fine, guys. Okay, and anyone having any doubt, they don't want to ask me directly in the class, they can also ping me on WhatsApp. I can directly call them, and I can directly call them and we can discuss the thing. Okay, don't, if at all you are feeling shy to ask in the class, okay, anything is fine with me as long as you guys should understand. Okay, that's the only prerequisite, guys. Okay, that's the thing. Any other doubt, anyone? All right, guys, if there are no doubts, we will be meeting tomorrow, and thanks to all of you for joining today's class, guys. Okay, bye bye.
Thanks all.
Bye. Bye, Vishal. Thanks, Vishal. Bye.
Yeah, you're
Good
welcome.
night.
Good night. Yeah, bye, guys.
Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you.